is being played.
The 2010 Constitution established an empowered and independent judiciary. In its mandate to enforce and interpret the Constitution, the judiciary has provided checks and balances on the legislative and executive arms of government. The Constitution provides that, in the exercise of powers and functions, the judiciary is only subject to the Constitution and the law and shall not be subject to the control or direction of any person or authority. Some critics argue the judiciary has become rogue and should be tamed.
A rogue judiciary is where the country has come from before the year 2010, when there used to be nighttime trials, that people are marshaled into the chambers of magistrates in the evening, and within the space of 15 minutes the trial is over and that person is made to confess to certain crimes against the state, and they are handed a jail sentence.
The judiciary under the old constitution had been weakened and compromised by the executive. In 1988, security of tenure of judges was removed. This compromised the independence, as they will be removed at will.
Fear was put in the judges, and the judiciary that was independent was made a department under the office of the president. Kenyans under Mwakenya, Kenyans under Pambana, all those things were being arrested, taken to court at midnight, convicted on trumped up charges. People were being detained. It is the reason Kenyans started the second liberation. Why? So that we have an independent judiciary.
The three arms of government have engaged in blame game in the transition from the old constitutional order into the new constitutional dispensation. Both Parliament and the Executive have raised concern over perceived judicial interference. Parliament's main concern is with regard to injunctions stopping parliamentary business, while the Executive has accused the Judiciary of issuing ex parte injunctions that delay executive programs.
The Judiciary so far has determined and demonstrated very clearly that it is the final firewall in the dispensation of justice and rule of law in this country. They are operating within the coordinates of the law, and they should be encouraged to continue that way, regardless that there will be detractors who are vilifying that institution.
The judiciary has been radicalized by the utterances and actions of the Speaker of the National Assembly, threatening to cut budget, by Parliament reducing the budget, by the threats of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the way they have been handled, the arrests of the judges. Very many landmark judgments are going to be done, and the President has nowhere to go to.
Some critics argue that the judiciary is the weak link in the war on graft and wants it to flex muscles in the enforcement of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity.
If you could annul a presidential election, if you could be brave enough to throw out the BBI, be brave enough to fight corruption in this country. Because some of us have exploited those laws, especially the clause that says nothing can be done to you. You can still run for elective office until you exhaust all avenues of appeal. The judiciary should, now that they have proven they are brave, we want to see one more bravery from them. Can they annul that law without waiting for us to do it?
Patrick Amimo, KTN News.